very good afternoon at 1 p.m. West African time. Welcome to the live broadcast at JNTV, where today we are going to dive into a very anonymous topic about drug abuse, mostly in our youth in the country of Kenya. This is the youth across the TVET institutions, the campus, the universities and colleges across the country. Today I have a very special guest who is going to introduce herself, and then we are going to get into our topic of the day.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Albert, for having me in this studio. My name is TRINZIA, a second-year student at Kabete National Polytechnic.
Thank you, TRINZIA. Today, I have called you to help us get the real meaning of drug abuse and how can the government ensure that it has coped up with the drug abuse across our TVET institutions, campuses, universities, and colleges across the country. Firstly, just define for us what is drug abuse.
Okay, a drug abuse, in a simpler way, we can say drug abuse is misusing the drug. Yeah, just misusing the drug.
Yes, it is misusing the drug. And what is drug itself?
Okay, drug, according to my understanding, drug is a substance when it's taken to the body, it affects the normal functioning of the body.
Okay, now that the drug abuse has increased in the country of Kenya, mostly the main counterpart or the main people affected in the drug abuse are the youths, and mostly the youth from TVET institutions, campus institutions, that is universities and colleges. How can the government ensure that it has coped up with this challenge of drug abuse among our youths?
Okay, what government has to do with the drug abuse among the teenagers? They have to build rehabilitation centers for those who have used the drugs. Obviously it has the effect. So they have to build up the rehabilitation centers. They will have to enforce strict laws about those who are misusing the drugs. They should be jailed. Yeah.
Okay, now that you know that you have talked about building rehabilitation centers. Now that I know right now we have rehabilitation centers across every county, and we also have the Madare here. So do you mean that building rehabilitation centers will cope up with the challenge of drug abuse in Kenya?
Okay, they have to be educated first to know the effects of drug before taking them to the rehabilitation center. Of course, in the rehabilitation center, they will be taught about the drug abuse, the effects, their side effects. Yeah.
So do you mean that the government should invest much in the, what do you call, we call them counselors, who are going to go to different institutions, that is in the universities, in colleges and in the TVET institutions, providing knowledge and educating learners on how they should cope up, on how they should refrain themselves from abusing drugs?
Yes, because maybe people who are, the teenagers who are using the drugs, maybe they don't know about their side effects of misusing the drug. So when the government educates them on effects of using drugs, then they will have some clue on what it takes.
Okay, thank you. Now, before we conclude, I'd like to know, now that the youths have now misused the drug, what do you think are the effects of this drug abuse to our youth, especially these youths who are students, pursuing different courses, who are trying to lay foundation of their future, who are preparing themselves for the sake of their latter days? How do you think now the drug abuse is going to affect their lives?
Okay, thank you once again for the good question. Effects of drugs. First is addiction. When you are using drug, addiction, you'll be addicted to that drug. So you can't function without that drug. So the second one, it causes diseases like liver cirrhosis, lung cancer. So it has many effects. Yeah.
So you have talked about liver cirrhosis and lung cancer. And you have also talked about addiction. So, do you want to mean that the majority of the youths in our colleges are addicted to drugs?
Yes, what I can say about the teenagers in colleges and universities, mostly are addicted to drugs. They can't function without those drugs. That's why they keep using them.
If I have understood you, so you are trying to mean now these youths who are addicted to drugs, they should now be taken to the rehabilitation center so that they can be corrected and they can get rid with the drug the drug abuse from their lives so that now they can proceed living a normal life. Yes.
Yes, so when they are taken there, they will be educated about the drugs, then they will have the clue about their effects. So
Thank you,
yeah.
thank you, TRINZIA. Before I conclude, what advice can you give to our listeners?
Okay, for those youths who are out there using drugs, just go and look for help out there. You will find help. Yeah.
Thank you. Today in my studios at JNTV, I had a very anonymous special guest, that is TRINZIA AYIECHA. Your host is John Albert. Keep tuning at JNTV. See you in the next show.